How's it going? And welcome to my 2023 game room tour. Let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start right here. Got some Castlevania artwork right above me. I love the Castlevania franchise. One of my favorite franchises of all time. I think later on this year I'm gonna make a video of all the Castlevania games I got. There's actually a few Castlevania games that I really didn't care for, but yeah, this is pretty cool. I think I got this off of Etsy, to be honest with you. I think it's like dictionary pages with Alucard on there. Then a clock that has no batteries. And then Dracula, same thing, dictionary page. And then right here, we got a Rise of the Tomb Raider poster. Sorry about the glare right there, but yeah, my favorite PS4 game. I finished it. I want to go back and play it, but there's so many games right now that are out right now that I want to play, so I'm gonna have to wait. But yeah, I want to revisit this one. It was really good. Maybe later on this year, we'll see if I have time. But yeah, I love Rise of the Tomb Raider. I like them better than the other two for sure. We go right here. We got my first issue of Nintendo Power. I had a few Nintendo Powers growing up, and this is one of the ones that survived by some miracle. So I thought, yeah, it's pretty cool, you know, the very first issue. I might be missing the poster, I can't remember, but I was like, I'm gonna frame it because, you know, it's the first Nintendo Power on. I wanted to get more room than what it already is. I mean, it's an okay shape, but it's not like, as you can see, it's not in the best shape, but hey, it'll do. Right here, we got some artwork that a friend of mine did for me one Christmas. She did a pretty good job. Looks like she's a pretty good artist, you know. Some Legend of Zelda love right there. A belt buckle. I think that was a belt buckle, or that came off a hat. I can't remember. And then over here, we got the Skyrim poster that I had in the living room, but I moved stuff around. Now we have this big bare wall. I didn't want it just to be, you know, plain back here, so I threw that Skyrim poster up there. Again, you know, one of my favorite games, Skyrim. I own, I think, like 4 or 5 copies of this game. I'm not kidding you. For sure 4. I want to say 4, I think. So, yeah, PlayStation 3, PS4, the one for the PlayStation Virtual Reality, and of course the Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Hey, yeah, I own more copies of this game than I do of any other game, that's for sure. And on this white bare wall, we got the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Mini. The NES Classic is actually modded. I bought it modded, so it's got the whole, the entire NES library on there. And then the Super Nintendo, it came in brand new, but I modded that. That's got about 150 games on there as well. And over here, another one of my favorite franchises, Final Fantasy. I love RPGs, and Final Fantasy is one of my favorite RPGs. So I thought, hey, let's put a poster up there. You know, of course, this is from the movie Advent Children. It's not from a game, but still, it's the only Final Fantasy poster I got. And then right here, we got the Sega Genesis Mini. Again, I modded this one. I think it has like about 60 games on there or something. I never got the second one though. You know, they said the second one's got a lot of good games on there, but I didn't feel that I really needed it, so I skipped out on that one. And then right here, we got all my Sega Genesis games right here. Well, some of my Sega Genesis games. It's pretty good titles. If you didn't watch the video that I came out with a while back, these are all mostly complete in box. Of course, except for these up here on top, but all these are mostly complete in box. I got these through a trade from a friend of mine. He wanted a guitar amp. I had the amp. So I was going to sell the amp actually. He's like, no, don't sell it. I have something you might want. And when he told me he was going to give me his entire Sega Genesis collection, I was like, I am down for that, man. So just this shelf right here, this is the renovation. I call this the renovation shelf. Just this shelf right here, I looked it up, and it's worth a little over $2,000 for just those games. So I was like, it was well worth the trade, believe me. So yeah, the Sega Genesis collection is going on right there. Now, if you come in here, this is a room that I was going to use to paint miniatures. If you remember a while back, I kept talking about that. Now I have some amiibos up there. My Legend of Zelda amiibos. And some coasters right here. This room was actually kind of small, so I think it would have worked out to sit in here and paint minis. So I just got some video games in here now. Well, my entire collection of NES games, not the actual complete collection, but yeah, I have about maybe like 200 NES games right now. I see people buying them all the time. I'm like, lucky, man. I would love to own more, but right now this is all I got, and I'm fine with that. You know, I don't really need to own any more NES games any more than this. I mean, there's a few that I do want, like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That was a game that I did have growing up that I don't have anymore. Ghosts and Goblins, 3D World Runner. You know, a few titles that I used to have that I don't have anymore. I'd like to have them back, but for right now, I'm happy with this. It's not like I can't play them off of that mini. And then up here, we got a little Pac-Man metal poster, tin thing right there. And then, oh, look at that. That wall is muffed up, dude. Yeah, right here we got PlayStation, the SNES mini, SNES mini, not mini, but well, is it mini or small console, whatever you want to call it? The junior, we'll just call it the junior. A few Sega Genesis, the GameCube, and of course Sega CD is connected to that one right there. And right here we got some more. My small but growing Switch collection. I'll talk about that here in a bit. There's some Super Nintendo games right here. And some Wii U games, as well as some boxed Super Nintendo games and NES games and N64 games. My very small 3DS collection and DS. Some more Wii U games right there. My GameCube collection, which I wish I would have got more growing up, but you know, growing up I didn't have a job, so I got what they gave me, and this is what I have. And I'm fine with that. There's some pretty good titles. I really don't play the GameCube anymore, but still, I still love it. Got some original Game Boy games right there. And down here we got the Wii collection. Now, actually, I do want to get more Wii games, because there's a lot of titles out there that I've seen that I would love to play. But for now, this is all I got. And, you know, this will grow eventually, but I'm not in a hurry to, you know, to get more Wii games. But yeah, like I said, if you remember, this was a room that I was going to use to paint miniatures in, but I never got a chance. Well, I did have a chance to do it, and I just thought this room was going to be too small, so I just decided to put some games in here, and it worked out pretty good. Now, if we go up here, I got, you know what? Before we do anything, let me turn off this lamp right here. Keep seeing that reflection. I'm still seeing the reflection anyways, but some Order of Ecclesia, Castlevania, you know, little poster right there from Nintendo Power. Same thing on this side. Nothing but light reflection. Sorry about that. Another one right here. I'm telling you, I love the Castlevania franchise. I got a Street Fighter controller, fighting stick. This is, I guess what, a tournament edition fighting stick with the certificate of authenticity. Right there, that a friend of mine gave me. This was actually his cousin's. And the way I got this was I didn't buy this off of him. One of his cousins stole some of his Super Nintendo games, and he was a little pissed off about that. So to get him back, he gave me this controller, which I thought, sweet, it worked out for me. So I was happy about that. And we got some PlayStation 3 games. Not all of them. I'll show you the rest of them here in a second. My PS4 games right here. Pretty good titles, I think. You know, got my limited run collection right here. Some more PS4. I might start. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna continue buying PS4 games, because it's like nowadays everything that's on here, they're porting it over to the PS5. So I don't know if it's worth buying PS4 games anymore, but maybe, maybe if I see something that I like, I might pick it up. Here's the thing, like right here, here's my Xbox One collection. Pretty small, I think. Not very big. And it's actually not going to get really any bigger than this. Because the deal is, I'm a PlayStation guy. My son's the Xbox guy, kid, whatever. He loves the Xbox. I love the PlayStation. And he doesn't really like buying physical games. He would rather download them because it's easier for him, and he's got the space because he has a hard drive. So this probably won't grow any bigger than this. There might be a few Xbox One games that I might pick up that I played on Game Pass that I would like to have physically, and that's like a handful. It's not very many. So yeah, this isn't going to grow too much anymore. Like I said, there's like a handful of games that I still want to get, but that's about it. Right here we got the Xbox 360 games right here. Again, not a lot. I did really enjoy the Xbox 360 growing up, but again, no job. I had to get what was given to me, and that's pretty much all I got. Now, if we move up here, I got my PlayStation 2, my original PlayStation 2, my very small PS5 collection, or well, I guess you can call it a collection. Not really, but yeah. A little PS5 collection right there. This is Pete, the Roadrunner. My son went to a national park that's a few hours away from here, and he picked me up a little souvenir, a little stuffed Roadrunner, so I stuck him up here. Final Fantasy Online with the hard drive and the game. This is complete. I actually bought this off of eBay from this guy that was selling it for, I want to say it was close to $100 or best offer. So I offered him, I think it was like $60, and he took the offer. So I was like, sweet, man. I can't play this, but I've always wanted this. And now I got it. The Vita. Love the Vita. Of course, we got the PS2 collection right here. Or my PS2 games. More RPGs, more Final Fantasy. Like I said, I love RPGs. They just take too much time. I'm talking hundreds of hours of gameplay that it's 100 hours that I don't have. My survival horror games, which I do love survival horror, as you can tell. Of course, they're not all survival horrors. Holy shnikes, I didn't even know I had Psychonauts. What? Some more PlayStation 2 right here. And some even more PlayStation 2 right here. A lot of these games I did get from my buddy, the one that sold me, or not sold me, but traded me for the Sega Genesis collection. I got a lot of these games from him. There's the lonely PS3 game right there. And then we come down here, we got some more PS3. I was recently just got a PlayStation 3 controller this past September for my birthday. I got like 5 of them actually for my buddy Stetson. Hey, you know what? There's an empty spot right here. Will this fit? Ooh. It's a little tight, but it fit. So sweet. Yeah. So I couldn't play PlayStation 3 for a long time because I didn't have a controller. And then just out of the blue, he's like, here you go, happy birthday. And he gave me like 5 or 6 of them. I was like, whoa. So I started playing PlayStation 3 again, which was pretty cool. I was playing The Puppeteer a couple months ago. Awesome game. I love the graphics on the game. I think it's pretty cool. Then up here, of course, we got some PS1, a couple of movies right there. My PlayStation 1 collection right here. Not very big, but still a lot of, Final Fantasy and stuff, a few RPGs. And then we have the Sega Dreamcast, which is not a lot, but I don't really play Sega Dreamcast, really. Some Sega Saturns. I think I talked about that. My Saturn is a Japanese import. It only plays Japanese games. So I need to get more of these. Probably be like more shooters or like fighting games, something I can actually like play without having to read because, I don't know Japanese. So that's a PSP games right here. It goes down. Again, as you could tell, I am truly, I wasn't making it up. I am a big fan of Final Fantasy. So my sad Vita collection, these games, I would love to have more Vita games, but dude, these games are getting expensive. And the games that I want, you're talking about $60 a piece, $70, $100 a piece, because they're like RPGs. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good Vita games out there that aren't RPGs that I would like to check out, but we're going to have to head up eBay. And then we got PS3 right here, some more PS3. Because they couldn't fit over here, so I had to put them right there. Some OG Xbox games. I think I probably have more old Xbox games than I do 360, that's for sure. Oh, no. There's some more 360 games right here. Guess I just ran out of room or something. I guess, yeah. So I have to put them down there. But yeah, my little corner here, this used to be a closet. And it was just full of junk. So I emptied it out, repainted the walls, threw some shelves in here, made some more room in this room. But I think it came out pretty good. Another Nintendo Power that I have up here, it's of course Simon's Quest, Castlevania Simon's Quest. Love that game. It's one of my favorite Castlevania games. A lot of people hate it. I actually love it. Of course, the Castlevania collection from Limited Run. They took about a year to get here, but I'm glad it's here. I wanted the other one. There was one that had Symphony of the Night, and it came with like a coffin or something. But at the time, I had the money for it. The thing was like, what, $200? But it's like, either get that or eat for the next week. I chose food. I kind of regret that choice. Anyway, so here's another amiibo, Simon Belmont. Some bigger boxed games, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Ori and the Blind Forest on PC, Little Nightmares, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And here are the rest of my Sega Genesis collection right here that I got from my buddy James. Some pretty heavy hitters, man. Look at that. Splatterhouse 2, Splatterhouse 3, McDonald's Treasures Land, Adventure. I don't know if Battletoads Double Dragon's worth anything on the Genesis, like it is on the NES. Castlevania Bloodlines. I actually bought this. I bought the game without the case, and later on I found it on eBay, just the case and the manual, for like, I don't know, it was like $50, man. So I picked that up. Some Contra Hardcores right there, Hardcorps, Earthworm Jim 1 and 2. pretty good titles, man. I gotta say, I got some pretty good Genesis titles now, for sure. And then we got some Sega CD games right there. And then, of course, right up here, we got the TurboGrafx 16 Mini. That is not modded. It is the way it is. Of course, the camera that I film, the videos on the channel with here. Now, if you remember, I used to have an L-shaped desk right here. I got rid of I didn't get rid of the L-shaped desk. I just like downsized it, and I'll talk about that here at the end of the video, why I did it. But this is my new setup right here. And I got the PlayStation 3, PS4 Pro, the Xbox One X. I got a soundbar with the subwoofer right there. Of course, the PS5. Got Witcher 3 going on right now. I am playing that game. Really, like I said, I talked about this before. I did finish it on the Switch. Now I'm redoing it on the PS5 with the update. I think it looks beautiful. I did find a lot of like bugs in the game and some glitches. So the game, to me, it's kind of broken, but it's still very playable. And if you haven't found any glitches, if you're playing it, well, you're not playing it the way I am, I guess, because I'm actually finding a lot of bugs and a lot of glitches on here. But yeah, this is my new setup right here. As you can tell, I made more room by taking that L-shaped desk out. And this is going to work out for me. So let me show you what I did with that other desk. So I got the other desk and I put it right here in the living room. Right now, it's got my PC on here because what I wanted was a like an arm, like an attachment for my monitor, so I can put it behind my TV and raise my monitor up above my TV. But they were out of stock right now on Amazon, so I gotta find one. And as soon as I do, I'll get one and move my PC back into the game room so I can edit in there. But for right now, I'm gonna have to sit here in the living room without a chair and edit. But this is the desk that, what I'm going to use this for once I get the PC out is for painting miniatures. And I thought, man, this is going to be a perfect spot, to sit here and paint. And I already moved some of my miniatures. And I'm sorry about the light. I have a couple of light bulbs out. I can't just like go to Walmart and buy new ones. I have to order them off of Amazon. So yeah, I moved some miniatures right here, and I got my, if I can get this out, I can show you. Like my paints and stuff, and some other stuff, some other miniatures and statues I want to start getting painted up. But I gotta get that PC out of here first so I can get started. But yeah, I think this is gonna work out for me, to sit here. I got more room than I did in that little room for sure. So like I said, for right now, PC is gonna be in here, and then later on, I'll move it back into the game room. Now, one of the reasons why I downsized from that big L-shaped desk that I have to the smaller desk is because in reality, if you ever watch my videos, it might look like this is a big room, but it's not. It's actually a pretty small room. And I needed space because, like I said, this year I want to concentrate on growing my Switch collection. For sure. So, my Switch collection is going to get bigger. My PlayStation 5 collection is going to get bigger. And I watch a lot of videos where people just go and buy, oh, this is on sale. This is on sale. I'm going to get this. No, I'm not just going to throw titles in just to say I have a big Switch collection. I'm actually going for games that I'm going to sit down and play, and it's a lot. It's quite a bit. So, the Switch collection is going to get bigger. Like I said, the PS5 collection is going to get bigger. And eventually, I'm going to have to put another game shelf in here. And with that other desk that I had in here before, I wouldn't have had enough room. It would have been too cramped and too cluttered. So I had to downsize to make room for another shelf for more games, which will eventually happen sometime this year. But anyways, that was my 2023 game room tour. I hope you enjoyed it. We have a good new year, a happy new year, And I will see you on the next one.